Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Park of drstephenpark.com. Today we're going to talk about mandatory sleep apnea screening. Is it for everyone? This is an incredible story, but unfortunately, it probably happens more often than you think. The NTSB, or the National Transportation and Safety Board, recently investigated a Hawaiian airline incident where both pilots fell asleep and missed their destination by 18 minutes. Air traffic control was able to wake up the pilots, who turned around and landed the passenger plane safely. The captain was later diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea. There are numerous other reports of train, bus, and tractor-trailer accidents, many of them fatal due to the driver having suspected obstructive sleep apnea. After a long investigation, the NTSB recommended that all long-distance truckers, airline pilots, bus drivers, merchant ship pilots, and train operators should be screened for obstructive sleep apnea. This is a step in the right direction, but what about the rest of the population? It's estimated that 24% of middle-aged men and 9% of women have at least mild sleep apnea. And this is one of the most often cited statistics from 1993, but I would think that with the obesity epidemic, the numbers are much higher than that. Another recent study looking at active independent seniors in their 70s and 80s showed that 55% had significant sleep apnea. These numbers are much higher for seniors that are hospitalized. You don't have to be a commercial pilot, truck, or bus driver to be at risk for sleep apnea. Everyone's at risk. If you have untreated sleep apnea, you're over 6 times more likely to get into an accident. Your reaction times are worse than being legally drunk. Snoring alone without sleep apnea also increases your risk by 300%. Truckers will argue that most commercial accidents are caused by passenger vehicles. While that's true, all it takes is one sleepy passenger car driver to cause a major bus accident. Interestingly, another study showed that snoring men with daytime sleepiness or witness apneas drive more than others. It's a scary thought, isn't it? What they're probably doing is to choose an activity where sustained vigilance is needed, but unintentionally they're putting themselves and others at increased risk. I admit that there are logistical and financial implications to putting into place a universal screening program for sleep apnea. Besides the cost alone, what do we do with the people who can't drive the bus or work at all while waiting to be cleared? What about all the people who can't tolerate any of the treatment options? Do they go on disability? Do they have to switch to other careers? On the other hand, the potential benefits are enormous. Treating the remaining 90% of undiagnosed sleep apnea patients will significantly lower the cost of providing health care, since it will prevent or significantly lessen the severity of many of the medical conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. So given all these issues, what do you think about universal screening? Please let me know at drpark@drstephenpark.com.